with his yellow scarf.
Hello,
in,
Brian.
definitely
Yellow
inside.
scarf. I've got my Eating Out t-shirt on. I'm fully dressed. How are you, boys?
You're looking
And
the
everyone in
part,
the chat?
Brian. You're looking the part.
Mate, do you know what? I've had a brilliant deadline day. Do you know what I've done this deadline day?
Not watched
Watch
any
Suits.
Tottenham.
I've been watching Suits.
See the
I've not
money
watched-
when I buy
I've not been
a
watching
greenback
single second.
boogie.
I've not watched a single second of deadline day. I've not watched a single press conference from Tottenham.
Oh, Brian, you missed it, man. You missed it.
You've
The
not seen the bumper.
hijacking.
You've not seen the
the
bumper.
hijacking of
Oh
Arsenal,
no,
man.
you messaged me. All I have been doing is obviously I check my phone when notifications come through. This football club. This football club is just absolutely something else.
First of all, I want to get your reaction on the massive coup for Tottenham Hotspur. James, is his name James Wilson?
Wilson, come
James
on.
Wilson.
Get it right.
You know what? All I can say, which is lucky for my nephews, and going to be lucky for your children, Ben, and anyone that's got kids or grandkids around that age, because the amount of youngsters we sign, in about 15 years, we're going to be great. You look at it. We've got
That's
Solanke.
what I was told 15 years ago.
We've got Solanke as our only recognised striker. I've stopped calling Mawani a striker because a striker scores goals. So Mawani is a footballer. He's not a striker. So we've only got Solanke. So then what we'll do is we'll sign an 18-year-old from Hearts that can't get in the Hearts team to then rival Mason Melia and Oliver Boast that we signed.
No,
to
it's
give
just a
them more
replacement for
competition.
Herbie James, mate.
So, mate, what is going on here? So, we've only got one recognised striker, and fair play to Dominic Solanke since he's been back. Fair play to that man. How we're going to address that is we'll sign another one. But then let's just go through where Spurs were January the 1st and where they are here February the 2nd. So, we had Pedro Porro play every minute, every second, and let's just abuse his body.
Yep.
Injured.
Yep.
Jed Spence, who was being rested, even though Porro should have been rested, injured. The only recognised established fullback we have is the most injury-prone one at the moment in Destiny. So we went into this window with Spence and Porro. They're both gone, and the only
there
one.
you go. How has that actually worked out? Because for the majority of the season, our only actually recognised striker was the most injury-prone one as well. And now, surprise, surprise, he's injured.
And Ben, when did he get injured? The day Solanke came back when we were at Villa.
Yeah.
Then to make it even better, we end the summer window and go, right, do you know what? The players we brought in were good. Not gonna lie, we had a good window. We were still short in the summer, but compared to previous windows, that was a good window for quality. But we all said the one missing piece was a left winger.
Yeah.
So we haven't brought in that left winger, but we had Brennan Johnson available on the right. We'll sell him on the first day. Then Kudus gets injured. And we go, right, we've got no right winger because Kulu's got to have an injection in his knee. He's not even back, so we've gone in needing a left winger. We don't have a right winger. So our only fullback, our only recognised fullback is our most injury-prone one. And we went into this window with two right wingers. We got none. But let's sign an 18-year-old from Hearts.
And also, Brian, we're now the only two wingers fit and available of the two wingers that he hasn't trusted for most of the season.
What I will say, that's him. What I will say, that's right, I'm drinking a lot of coffee at the moment. My jet lag,
right.
it's still... and I apologise to him for not coming on the fan show yesterday. It was minus 18.
I don't blame you.
And I didn't really fancy standing outside waiting to get on. So I was like, do you know what? Back at the yard, I'll socialise with everyone. But yeah, you look at it. What I will say is, and people will have their say on this, I actually think Odegaard has looked so much better and more comfortable on the right. Not saying that he's the answer, or that he's good enough and we don't need better. I think he looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more effective, and a lot more dangerous on the right wing. It's still not good enough, but he's looked good there. Tellwell, we know about the treatment he's been getting from Frank. It's just an absolute mess. We are an absolute mess of a football club. And like you said, the hijack is on. We hijacked...
The hijack is complete. It's not on.
Mate, it's done. It's done. We've done Villa and Arsenal over that. Let's go take a City target now. Let's see who City want.
We also have to rely as well on Moani, who's been angling for a move back to Juventus, and who would happily go there if we agreed.
And let's not forget Tell has been asking to leave as well.
Mate, I can't believe it's taken the ding, 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 ding. It literally, mate, another day in paradise at the shit show that is Tottenham Hotspur.
Brian, what was your thoughts on the goings-ons at the stadium yesterday? Because I tried to find some sort of protest that was just non-existent. I mean, I was walking around the concourse trying to find any sort of little protest. I bumped into Lyndon, and that was about the extent of the protest, mate. I saw Phil there as well, but it was literally me, Phil, and Lyndon just standing there, and that was about it.
Joe, I'm going to be very careful what I say here, but I've got a lot to say on this, so I'm going to be very, very careful. Obviously,
don't hold
people
back,
know.
Daigle. You don't need to be careful.
No. I mean,
amongst,
because
you're
I'm
amongst friends here.
No, I'm talking about when I go on to talk about change for Spurs, because I know a lot of them closely, personally. I applaud everything they're trying to do, but there's a breakdown here. So first of all, what I want to go back to is, if you remember when me, Billy, Boogie, Rosie, Andrew, all the others, Ryan Isaacs, Graham, when we started at the training ground, we started before, opposite the club shop, and we used to get mixed numbers. It could be 15 one day, it could be 100 the next day, it could be whatever. Every single home game, you knew where we were. We were there 3 or 4 hours before kick-off. Maybe we were there a bit too long and shouldn't have got there as quickly as early as we did, but we were there.
You got there at like 6 in the morning or something crazy, didn't you?
No, mate, we got there for 3 o'clock games. We were there about 10 o'clock to set all those banners up, and then stayed from about, or maybe 10 till 2, 2:30, whatever. But we were there, come rain, sun or snow. Even after the 6-1 against Newcastle, Ben and Simmons, you'll remember you came and joined us when we did the Man U one, which was the first midweek game that we arranged where people finished. We did the training ground. Now, we got applauded by many. We got abused by a hell of a lot more. But we stood up for what we believed in. We said we were going to be there. We were there. We did. What I will say, what Change for Spurs have done brilliantly is what they've done with the media, which was far above any of our thoughts. Or we would just get there, make sure we're there. There's no real plan. It was just turn up, make a noise, whatever. Change for Spurs have tried to do so much. The protests last season, the marches were really taking off. You hear it all week on social media, on Twitter, on all kinds of social media boards. You see it in your chat, my chat, everyone other's chat. You hear it on TalkSport. You hear it everywhere. Fan arrest, blah 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 blah. And then it comes to game day. Everything is laid on a plate for them. And I'm talking about the ones that do want change. If you don't back the change and you're happy with where the club is and you're not protesting, fine. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these people that go, yeah, I'm going to the game. I'll be there. I'll do this. Da, 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 da. And they do nothing. They do nothing. I mean, if Change for Tottenham had said, you know what, we're doing a walkout after the 5 minutes, I would have gone. I would have walked out in 5 minutes, because for me, that bigger picture is bigger than that 90 minutes. And I understand the game was in the second half. Second half, Tottenham turned up. When Liverpool and other teams arrange these walkouts for the good of the club, they walk. They go. Maybe not the whole stadium, but the people that say all the things like, I want change, I want this, I want that. The fans of this football club do nothing. And I'm talking about here, the match day going fans, the ones that actually run their mouths and say, yeah, I want change, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'll be there, and then don't turn up. I had it time and time again happen with us, and it's just a sad state of times. Like I said, if you don't want change and you don't believe change is needed, and you're not there and saying, yeah, I'm going to the game, I'm staying for the full 90 minutes, I'm going to support the team, fair play. Fair play, you're doing what you say and you're saying what you do. But there's so many people that talk a good game across these platforms, which kind of, when Change for Spurs start thinking about what's going on in their planning, they get told X, Y, Z are meant to come. But when they don't come, like I said, with the group I did, as you know, opposite the club shop, we had plans to be all around the stadium, outside the train station. But if the people don't come, if there's 100 people there, we're not going to say, oh, 20 of you go there, 20 of you go there, 20 of you go there. You dilute the numbers. How can you arrange to do something? The only thing I would have done different yesterday, and I hope Change for Spurs do it if they do try that again, is do a walk-in, not a walk-out. If you said, right, rather than walking out 15 minutes, like 75 minutes, if you say everyone stay in the concourse, watch the games on all the TVs there, keep your seats empty, and then go in after 15 minutes, they get that vision. You saw when Man City did it this season, didn't they? They didn't go in for 10 minutes in the game, and their the concourses were packed.
What the hell are Man City protesting about?
I can't remember what that. I think it was ticket prices or something. They were. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you hit the hammer on the head there. What have Man City got to protest about?
Yeah.
They protested about. You know, they got nothing to protest about on the pitch. Nothing. Off the pitch. Whether it's ticket prices or whatever it may have been. I'm sure it was ticket prices, but 10,000 of them stayed in the concourse for 10 minutes. If 10,000 people didn't go into that South Stand, for example, or the stadium, you know that's because of the protest. If people had walked out after 75 minutes, it could have been, I'm leaving because I want to get the train home early, or if we were losing, right, I've had enough. You know what I mean? So, Change for Spurs
I don't think it's possible. I genuinely do not think it's possible to get a protest organised at Spurs that will make a difference in terms of the stuff in the stadium that we're talking about here. I don't think it's possible.
Because look, this is the thing that gets me. Like I said, once Levy left, and Edic were making all the right noises. Vinay was putting videos out, Paratici back, the guy that they brought in from the City Group, all the things that they were doing. And when I was in the studio with either one of you, they were making all the noises that sounded like, right, they're making footballing decisions. And we heard from Frank, and we heard when Vinay and Lange, not Vinay and Lange, Paratici and Lange did that video. Yep, we're already planning for January. We're doing this. We're doing that. So they're active and running their mouths before the window opens. They do a where's Waldo or where's Wally back home and go missing for all of this window. And you just know someday this week there will be a Vinay and Lange video saying, yeah, we tried. The opportunities weren't. We were waiting for those opportunities.
Frank's already started that one with the We Tried Semenyo thing in the press conference.
But you know Vinay and Lange will appear out of nowhere this week. If there's anything you can bank on at Tottenham this week, is that Vinay and Lange will come out with another bullshit production.
Well, he did a statement, didn't he, Vinay, in the programme?
Before the West Ham game,
even during the window, saying we're going to break our wage structure, all this stuff.
Sim, brother, even that, I think I was saying it with Ben when I was... Ben, oh no, it was you and me, Sim, for the watch-along, wasn't it, West Ham? That Vinay statement should have been in the Sunderland programme, the first game of the year, to say, right, January's open, this is our intentions. Funny how that all of a sudden made its way into the programme the day before a protest, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The games are... it's just lunacy. Like I said, I've taken a whole new look on what I do with Spurs now. I'll obviously always be coming on here no matter what, because I love you two dearly. And Sammy, I don't want Sammy getting jealous in the back there.
He was getting really jealous there. I could feel it.
I could bet he's pacing up and down now, doing whatever. But I've got to the point now, like I said, when I watch Match of the Day, or Match of the Day 2, whatever, when it comes to the Spurs games now, I fast forward the Spurs game, as in the match, if we've lost or whatever. I skip past Frank's interview and the other manager, and I listen to what the pundits say. Like, now that this game... Now, the day of the game, the day after the game, I normally across a lot of things, and I get active on social media, or I watch a lot of content. And now I'm like, once today's over, I won't give a flying fuck about anything until Manchester United.
Yeah.
Not a thing. It's like, then Man United will come, watch the Man U game, day after as well, have a look into everything and come on here, whatever, and then I'll be done till Newcastle. I'm not letting this overtake my life anymore.
Yeah.
So when it comes to obviously, I know you never really like when it comes to Inika. I remember like asking you near the beginning of the season, what are you still kind of that opinion now? Levy's gone. You said I'm going to wait to the January window. I'm going to see what it's at first. I'm going to be basically keeping a very close eye on that window and see what they do.
Yeah.
So for you, is this like? Do they get a strike system, or is it that's it? They've 3 strikes already in one window.
Mate, I don't know if you've gathered by my attire. I don't know if you cracked my code. I actually said to him that I was going to give him 2 windows.
2 windows.
Right, if you look at what's gone on with all the stuff they were pumping out to us, which was the same old, but because Levy had gone, you thought, okay, maybe this is going to be different. Then the 100 million they pumped in. Then you realise. Kern sent me this, Ben and Sim. If you look at this window alone, I don't know why my camera's moving like that. I do apologise.
It's all right.
We signed.
It's for dramatic effect.
We signed Gallagher for like EastEnders, isn't it? It's like the sisters. I need that. We signed Conor Gallagher for how much was it? 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Brennan Johnson money.
Mm-hmm.
We signed Sousa for whatever it was. And we got £42 million for getting forward to the Champions League. We've actually come out in profit.
Apparently, we made a hell of a lot more than 42 million on the Champions League.
So again, we've come in without them pumping. Or they put the 100 in, which we haven't spent. We've just replaced Johnson for Gallagher, monetary wise, not positionally, obviously. Brought in this left back. And got the 35 million back for Johnson and whatever the Champions minimum, let's say, Ben, of 42 million. We've come out of January in profit again.
Yeah, and they talk about all this stuff about they want to win games and win games more often. Yet they sell our highest goal scorer from the season before. Not only do they don't replace him, but they recall Manuel Solomon and send him straight out on loan. When that's the exact area which they said which was a priority coming into this window. Like, I just don't understand it.
Like I said to you, and I said at the time, when we sold Brennan Johnson, I weren't dead against it.
Yeah.
And there was reasons I weren't dead against it. And those reasons were, I said for a long time, these kind of players that are on the fringe, so to speak, they're not guaranteed first starters. We've had a problem getting these players out the door and getting any kind of value for them. They've either gone on loan or we've taken a year to try and extend their contract. So I wasn't getting 35 million for him. I was fine with, because you would have thought, right, they've got to have a plan.
Yeah.
They've got to have something in store to take that money. I mean, they took the first bid as well, didn't they? There are other clubs that are interested. They could have had a bidding war, but nope, we'll get that done. But I was, he was our top goal scorer, but he was our top goal scorer because of the style of football Ange wanted to play. That back that cross to the back post was a tried and tested over and over again. And one thing Brennan Johnson did have was incredible timing to be at the right place at the right time. Everything else, I mean, you've seen, even Crystal Palace fans are going, he is the worst player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Already. So you look at, I wasn't opposed to him going, because I was like, that's what I want to see. Fringe players, go out, get some value, but have someone ready to come in.
Yeah.
Have a player ready to go, right, we got rid of him because we're upgrading, and now you're going to see why we got rid of him. But then we only had Kudus, and we just overplayed Kudus to death. Then he picks up an injury. As we all saw, Kulusevski's in Barcelona right now. I don't know if he's back or whatever. But he went to Barcelona last week to go see a knee specialist. So that 4-week injection obviously hasn't done well. So we got no right winger. Do you know what? I feel sorry for Archie Gray again. He is literally right. Everyone's fucked. We're just gonna. I'm gonna start calling him Google Street Maps because we just pop him wherever he wants to go. Every time we have an injury, it's like we just pick up that yellow man and go, "There you go, Archie."
When's he gonna get injured? It's amazing. He hasn't been injured yet, hasn't it?
Mate, and then look at it. And the other thing that's annoying me, and again, I don't know how you two feel about people in the chat. Yves Baluma. I just think this sets a precedent to say you can come in late to training. You can have your balloon gate twice. You can have a pouring attitude that every single manager has pulled you up on. But rather than addressing the issue and getting him out the door, and bringing in a player to replace him. Oh, no, don't worry, you carry on doing that. Because we're injury, we're going to play you. I would rather see a youngster in there than Yves Baluma.
And Brian, in terms
Starting every game, brother.
Back.
Starting every game.
We just loaned out George Abbott as well.
There.
Got George Abbott. We just loaned him out. We just loaned out George Abbott as well. Maybe you could use him.
Scarlett's gone to where's he gone? He's gone to Hibs, hasn't he?
But Brian, in terms of like the window in itself, how much understanding from your side is there about how hard maybe January can be to get the players that you want?
No, I don't buy that crap. I don't buy. Listen. January is a harder window because obviously it's only 31 days, or add February the 1st.
And also it's mid-season, so teams are maybe more reluctant to lose their players.
But if you're a big club and you want a player and you need a player, and let's face it as well. Again, we've had this massive PSR and FFP advantage on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And still, you got to remember the finances are there. We need quality. Like I said, I when me and Ben had our huge ding dong, well, not a huge ding dong, but our fiery debate, let's say, which was about 4 years ago,
big domestic.
And it all started because of the Kieran Trippier transfer to Newcastle. And I'll say, listen, big clubs can do business. I'm not saying that I wanted Kieran Trippier. They needed a decent right back. They went and took the La Liga winning right back out of Atletico Madrid. And if you want the player bad enough and you've got the finances, which we have, Sim, I get, you're right. Middle of the season, if it's a top player and they're challenging for the title, are they going to let them go? Van Dijk went to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some big deals, and the thing that's really confused me, and I think we all spoke about this, but I know I spoke about this a lot with both of you. This January, I thought the loan market was going to be exceptional, not just for Spurs, because of World Cup fringe players for their nations wanting to get into a first-team football. We haven't even taken advantage of that. And like you said, Sim, we've waited till the 2nd of February to make a last-ditch hijack for a Hearts 18-year-old.
On loan.
Yeah, but don't forget, I mean, the biggest news was last week that Chris Callan reported. Spurs were delighted to announce that they'd extended their partnership with Monster to be their the club's official energy drink. So these business deals that could get done any time of the year, 365 days a year, we'll focus on those kind of... I know it's a different team, but this is what the club does.
For you, Brian, when it comes to, the type of signings you were expecting, obviously it's harder to get, established Premier League proven players in January definitely out of Premier League clubs. I know City managed to get Semenyo and Guehi, but they were on Semenyo had a release clause and Guehi had 6 months left in his deal, so they're able to do deals for those players. But in Premier League to Premier League is quite hard to do. But given even within that, let's say we were to make some Brighton style signings, some punts maybe, or some well recruited players. Would that have been a more acceptable situation? Or is it for you, it's just if you can't get those ready-made stars, then don't bother getting anyone?
So, Joe, it would have been, but the thing is, I don't trust, like I said, I trust the Wolves scouting department more than I trust Spurs'. When I came and spoke to you after Frankfurt, if we'd got Larson. Wolves identify players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust this scouting network at all. Now, the only thing I will say with this, and the only time I will start believing it, Ben is convinced that Poch is coming back next season. If they are going to bring him back and say, do you know what, the last X amount of years have been an absolute cock-up, apart from obviously the Europa League that Anne's brought home, then they have to go get Paul Mitchell back. They have to swallow their pride and eat humble pie twice and go, lad, you're going to fuck right off, and we're going to bring someone in that actually can identify a player.
You know what's just been announced? Fiorentina have signed Daniele Rugani off Juventus on loan. If that doesn't stink Fabio Paratici, I don't know what else does.
So he's doing deals with Fiorentina.
He's doing deals with Fiorentina when he's supposed to be on the books with us until the end of the transfer window.
We should take some Fiorentina players. They're probably better than us at the moment.
Yeah. But that whole thing just stinks, man. If Fabio has announced that he's leaving, why did he even stay on until the end of the transfer window if he's not going to do anything?
This is the history of the Tottenham. The only club that does it. When these kind of things happen, other clubs put the member of staff on gardening leave. Spurs, no, stay for the month. Just chill. You do you. Get another month's wages because you're a bit tight for cash at the moment. Have another month's wages at Spurs, and we'll bid you on your way. Oh, by the way, you can have Manuel Solomon.
But Fabio hasn't started working for Fiorentina, no.
They've got to wait for the deadline date to finish.
Do you think an element of it, Brian, is, with Frank struggling at the moment, maybe they don't want to commit major funds to him, considering he could be out the door?
Yeah, but Sim, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. But then you look at it, there are players like Conor Gallagher, and I don't mean in position, I mean profile, whatever, that will play under any system. You know what I mean? There are certain players you could have brought in. I mean, if we're talking about a new manager coming in next season, we don't even know who it is. I mean, God, if this is how the club plan for players, God knows what they're doing for managers. Hopefully, not another 30 point checklist. I don't understand what is going on at this football club at all. But I will say, yesterday, I've just got to say, because I didn't get to come on, I saw one of your headlines, or thumbnail headlines, and Xavi Simons, my God. Honestly, Ben, we've spoken about this a lot, and his defensive work is incredible. For a number 10, I don't know another number 10 in recent times that has done so much work for the team off the ball. But he is growing in confidence with every single game. His pass for Solanke's first goal, if you want to call it Solanke's, which I couldn't believe was actually given a goal and not a foul after seeing the replays. But Xavi Simons yesterday, he is just growing and growing in stature. I am really enjoying watching him and what he's bringing to the team, and I think we have got a very, very good one there. And hopefully we can build around it. And you see, do you know what? He starts to play better when Paulinho's there, hasn't he? He's got a bit more freedom.
I think he's starting to play really well alongside Dom Solanke. I think he's made a big difference.
Oh, mate, Dom Solanke, like I said, Thomas Frank mentioned him at the very beginning, didn't he? When he came in, he was very happy to be working alongside Dom. He's come back, and whether you're a Dom Solanke fan or not, the fact that he's played 70, 80 minutes and not being eased in like we thought he would have done, and he is contributing in goals. He is contributing in goals, and boy, when Richarlison went out, and he was the only one getting the goals, apart from the defenders, Dominic Solanke has come back in he put it this way, he scored more goals in the second half than Mawani has in the Premier League all season.
Yeah. In terms of Frank, with the window that's just happened, do you think he'll feel backed in terms of since he's come to the club and now this window's happened? Would you say he's been backed? Do you think he'll feel back to the fact he's still here? Maybe is that backing enough, or would he argue? Do you think, look, if you really want me here, if you really believe in me, you should be backing it up with actions speak louder than words, kind of thing?
Yeah, Sim, I'm where you are in the last one. What I will say, any manager that we've had in recent history, if they had looked and had the summer window that Frank had, yes, again, as always, we were short of a player or two, but to bring in the players we brought in genuine quality, especially in Paulinho, Simmons, we brought, and Kudus, obviously, that's 3 quality players that walk into the first team. Or Paulinho should be walking into the first team. So you'd say he was backed. But was he left short? Yes. But did we go and get established Premier League players or players that could do it at a much higher quality and or in a couple of years they'd be great? Yeah, we really did compared to recent history. But this window has been, I think you two were saying it when you first came on or before I came on, even by ENIC standards, they have outdone themselves on shiteness this window. The only thing I will say to you, see, when you were talking before about Levy, the only difference I think Levy would have had if he was here would have been, I think Frank may have gone. Or there's a much higher probability. The recruitment still would have been shocking. The only thing that would be different if Daniel Levy was here would have been Frank may have gone. Because even when you mentioned Dragusin and Werner, well, Werner was a car crash. Dragusin was the wrong profile of defender for Ange. So, yes, we went and brought in players, but they weren't the real deals ever, were they? They were the potential or...
No, I agree, but at least he did something. You know, he tried to do something.
Did.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
did, but you say he tried.
I'm not saying it was the right signings, but I'm just saying, like, he understood the desperation. He's like, okay, we'll try and get you something.
Oh, no,
take a risk.
Sim, that part you're right. But like I'm saying, he bought the wrong style of defender for Ange in Dragusin. He brought Timo Werner in, who is, quite frankly, shocking everywhere he's been since his first stint at Leipzig. And then not only did they see him at close quarters for the first loan, they went, yeah, you know what, we'll bring you back for a second one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yes, we went out and brought in bodies, but again, it wasn't the quality. It was just it was squad filler, wasn't it? That's all we do. We squad fill. We don't bring in quality.
A few squad fillers from now to the end of the season wouldn't be too bad right now.